Crunch time, coming up big when it counts.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Crunch Time, where we come up big where it counts. I'm Don with the great man Sauce, Luke and Anthony. How are we going this week, gents?
Good, bro. How are you?
Always good. Much better now to see all your faces. We've got a bit to get through tonight. Some interesting topics, actually. I'll kick us off, open it up to you three. UEFA Champions League draw and the card prices and the impact on them. I'll read out the matchups and then I'll handball it over to you. So we've got Man City versus Dortmund, Porto versus Chelsea, Bayern versus PSG, which is probably the pick of the bunch, and Real Madrid versus Liverpool, which is not a bad game in itself. So, boys, where do you see the market and player trajectory going for certain teams? And who do you reckon could be a winner, a buyer?
Lukey, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think there's going to be, I'm just going to put a disclaimer out. I'm a Chelsea supporter, so I'm just going to put it out there if I sound biased. But we did get
What a fucking loser.
the easy. We did get the easier of the bunch of who's left in Porto, and we also got the easier side of the draw. I believe I'm pretty sure we're going to play either Liverpool or Madrid.
Yeah.
If we go through, so yeah, I'm very happy. In terms of card prices, you know, I can see us doing well against Porto. Recently, I've seen Havertz prices go up actually, especially in Optic. A little bit in Top Screen, but more in Optic. He's been going up a bit. I think there's an opportunity there, Havertz, if he does play well. All the other guys too. Ziyech's pretty cheap at the moment from where he was when he first came. Werner, I've been saying it this whole time. If he gets on the score sheet and we go to the final, imagine what happens there. Mount, Pulisic. Imagine Pulisic scores.
Does something.
Yeah.
Nah,
imagine
I
he
agree
does.
with that,
Imagine he does anything.
Chelsea
anything.
might have the most, like in terms of cards, Chelsea have the most the most amount of players that could take off if they just have a couple good games. Like Havertz, like you said, could go crazy. Werner hasn't done very much like this season, but if he scores a hat-trick, we'll see like Werner prices go nuts. And the thing is, they can against Porto. I wouldn't write off Porto as well.
No, I'm not writing off Porto, but I think
Chelsea should win.
Good opportunity there, especially in cards. Best opportunity probably there.
And it might be even worth picking up Werner, Mount, Havertz, or Ziyech, like just before. See what happens. At worst, even at worst, if you buy Werner now, you're doubling up on UCL and you're doubling up on Euro and World Cup. Like you triple opportunity there. Same with Havertz. Ziyech, not so much for Euro. No. But still, like, the thing is, Ziyech playing really well.
Yeah.
He's not bad. Like
he's one of those players, if he turns it on, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He can go absolutely crazy whenever he when he wants to go crazy, he can.
Yeah, so talking on that note, the Havertz card actually, his Donruss base card 2018, he's actually in the last 2 weeks he's up 38%. So on that point, we're talking about, that's,
so it's priced in.
Yeah, so it's probably been priced in a little bit potentially, especially maybe when they found out they were getting Porto in the draw. There's a good chance for them to advance. I mean, I don't. As I said, don't write off Porto. I did watch those games where they were able to cause the upset in the last round, and they're strong defensively, and they've got still even Pepe at 38 years old. The guy is still an absolute gun defender. So
a monster.
Yeah.
It's just no one wants to go up.
I know. Nothing's changed. It's pretty funny. He's got
like it doesn't matter how old he is. It's just like he's still a menace. And
so look, maybe that some of that stuff has been priced in, but if I'm talking about Chelsea, I probably wouldn't be leaning towards Pulisic because obviously he hasn't even been getting the game time. With the new coach as much as he was when Lampard.
You want me to say it or do you want to say it?
The thing is with the American market, if he does anything, and especially if we go to the final and Pulisic scores, imagine what happens.
Pulisic is the most overhyped, overbought, and oversold player.
Let's go.
I don't care. The only reason he's at whatever price he's at, I've never once considered buying him. The only reason he's like that is because of the American market. That's it. If you go 1-to-1, Pulisic or McKennie, you'd buy McKennie, and they're two American players. Pulisic,
I don't agree.
Come on.
Let's go.
Would you buy Werner or Pulisic first?
Oh, this is a good question.
That is a great question.
That's a hard
Werner's
one.
boy.
The thing is, like, I believe in Werner, but I also I think Pulisic has had too many injuries. Like, he hasn't been consistently playing for, how long has it been? Like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
When he gets consistent game time, he plays well. The thing is, getting him fit and getting consistent game time is a struggle. That's a hard question. It's a hard question. Fuck.
All right, rank these 4: Mount, Werner, Havertz, Pulisic. In terms of who you buying right now.
Who I'm buying. I think I do agree with you that Pulisic prices are very high. So I'd probably go right now. I'd go Mount.
Yeah, Mount's a play.
Mount first. Oh, jeez.
I remember on our podcast we did together, Lukey, I talked about Mason Mount.
Just Mount first. Mount first. The other 3 are hard because there's parts of, like, I do like parts of all of them. Maybe because I'm a fan. Maybe that's why. Bit of bias, but.
What's the card you would be picking up if you're buying Pulisic? Would it be the 2016 Donruss? The Select, 2016 Select?
I'd say probably Select, just me personally. Even I don't know. I think people won't like this one.
He's in his USA jersey.
I reckon
the one?
His first Prism is very cheap. From EPL Prism.
That's interesting, man. He's
the one with the shirt.
And I like that card as well.
That's a nice looking card.
So I like the card.
There's the debut. His Panini Donruss 2016.
Donruss debut,
debut. And that card is a PSA 10. I'll tell you what.
Is that 15 or 16?
It's 2016. It's $7.99 at the moment. Last sold, and in the last month, the cards $799. Yes, PSA 10.
Yeah. I thought it was
the last month it's gone up 37%.
Why don't you go buy Christian Pulisic's 2016 aficionado soccer card, because that's his best looking rookie card on the market by an absolute mile.
I haven't even looked at it.
That is by far his best looking rookie card.
There you go. There's one. There's one for the punters out there. Honestly, if you ask me who am I buying, I'm buying Werner, because not only does Werner have the opportunity with Chelsea and the Champions League, but leading with Germany into the Euros and the World Cup, that has more potential because Germany's actually going to be a player in those tournaments. Whereas Pulisic, what's USA going to do? Nothing, probably. I don't even know if they probably won't even qualify like they did for the last World Cup. So it's a risky play.
What was that card, Dom? Sorry to cut you off.
So it's 2016 Panini Aficionado Soccer. It's AFFICIONADO. You know how I know this? I bought a box of Aficionado in 2016, and I didn't know who Pulisic was when I bought it. Yeah, and then obviously,
oh wow, that's sick.
I saw him come up. Like you can get artist proof cards in that. Yeah. Yeah. And I've got a Messi. I haven't got a Messi artist proof. I've got the landscape Messi. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But legit, they look crazy. That's like really absolutely, cool. Because we're talking about it, I'm like, I think I know.
And like cheap as well. See, that I can understand. The thing is, people are spending. What'd you say?
$7.99.
$7.99 for the 2016 Donruss PSA. That's the PSA 10. I'll tell you what the last sold on the PSA 9 is. Last sold PSA 9 is $183.
Jesus Christ! And you're going to buy. I think. Imagine that. You can go buy a Mount. You can buy a Werner 2018 World Cup.
Buy a few of those.
You can buy a few of those and the Topps Chrome for less than one PSA 10. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But again, American market, what am I going to say? Argue against the market. The Americans love him. If he does well, if he makes the World Cup and he does well, all right, cool. Different story. And they've got a decent team. You know, they've got McKennie, they've got Weah. They've got Reyna. I'd rather Gio Reyna well before Pulisic. I prefer Reina over Pulisic. That's a big call as well. That's a big call.
I was gonna say depends price was.
But yeah, apart from let's get off the Chelsea team.
But apart from that, obviously we've got
a few other matchups.
There's a few other matchups. I mean, we got stuck in there because
Let me go to the other side
Luka.
of the thing. I think that City Dortmund game is ridiculous. That is ridiculous from a watching standpoint, from an investing standpoint, from the two games, Dortmund City, PSG Bayern, are just, like the most hyped, most invested. You got Foden versus Haaland in terms of investment, and you've got Mbappe versus, I guess, Lewandowski. But you got basically Mbappe's value tied into that game. It's basically Mbappe holders versus Mbappe, haters type of thing. Because at the end of the day, if PSG gets knocked out cleanly, which I think Bayern could do, if they could knock them out 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 4-0, across the two legs, Mbappe is going to drop. And I know that it's going to be like short-sighted because of the Euro, but it will happen. It happened after they lost the Champions League last year, and I think that's just how it goes. And on the other side, if Haaland somehow knocks out City, you're going to talk about ridiculous numbers. Ridiculous. And the same goes for Mbappe if he knocks out Bayern. But I think Haaland taking Dortmund to the semis, and then a shot at, you got a shot here at Haaland versus Mbappe early in their career.
I was just about to say, imagine they were the final, but they can't because they're on the same side of the draw. But
even
imagine an Mbappe Haaland final for cards.
That is ridiculous.
That would be absolutely ideal for the card.
And they've had beef before. You got like Neymar and Mbappe had beef with Haaland before, like the whole celebration thing. Yeah. That's teeing up for.
Good.
I know UEFA wants that. Let's be real. They've had a hard year with COVID.
So do Panini as well. Panini want to see that one.
Panini wants that. Tops wants that. Everyone wants that. I want that. And I think that'll be the best thing. But I don't know if it will happen. I'll be honest. I think it's going to be. I think City knock out Dortmund. I think Bayern beat PSG. But I think Liverpool goes to the final. But that's just
please. Please.
Come on, mate. Liverpool's fallen off the cliff, but we'll see. Maybe they step up in the Champions League. But it's going to be interesting in my opinion. Like obviously with the Haaland and the new Mbappe prices with that, and then I'm interested to see. It's going to be great viewing. I did just look up the Phil Foden rookie and see what that's going for. I mean, you could have been buying an Optic PSA 10 just back in February, for about $350. Last sold $700. He plays well. They advance to the next round. Hey, that card's maybe $1,000. I don't know. You could have literally just bought one for $3.
And Foden's a baller. Let's be real. Foden's
a very good player. He's a very good player.
Very, very good player.
Let me tell you, Foden, Grealish, and I'd say Foden and Grealish, if they take the midfield in the Euro, that's a tough English team. You've got a lot of players in that English team that could do really well. And I think Foden's like right in the middle. He's cemented his spot now.
The only thing England have going against them is their renowned, bad form in big tournaments, where they just fall by the wayside. And it's been the history of the Three Lions for as long as I can remember. And
it's just awful.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to come out and say this. I want them to win bad. Like, I think that there will be such the banter last time World Cup.
Oh, so good.
It was, it's coming home. We've spoken about this before. If they somehow pull this off, it'd be shithousery on all over Instagram. I would love it.
Imagine the boys from the UK, the card boys from the UK.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for it.
But obviously, in regards to the Haaland and Mbappe prices with them, I think, as you mentioned, a lot of that's baked in. So just be wary. I mean, I also heard, old mate Andy Goldberg on the Luka Tigers pumping up Mbappe. So, that maybe some of that has affected his prices as well, saying he's buying Mbappe, talking about if they, progress. Look, the thing is, they're up against Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich, in my opinion, is the team that's going to take this out. Bayern Munich or City are going to take this out because they are the two best informed teams in their leagues. And I reckon that transitions. City also, on the other respect, they've got the league sewn up. They're going to rest players in between legs and stuff and not play them. They don't need to play them. Whereas Bayern, on the other hand, maybe they do because I think it's still...
They're going for the quadruple.
It's still a bit of a chase in the
going for
Bundesliga. Still a bit of a chase in
squads
that league. But
the
whereas
squads
City,
are ridiculous anyway. City.
Yeah.
The City squad's ridiculous anyway. They're playing two first teams.
It's a joke.
I'm just gonna end this segment on this. If PSG and Dortmund win, I take back everything I said about like Mbappe being a little bit overpriced and everything right now because the prices will go nuts. Prices will go. If Mbappe or Haaland scores a hat trick in either of these legs,
it's game.
You don't even have to score a hat trick, bro.
No,
you just have to even score like the winning goal or something like that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I feel like there's three players, and I'd put Pulisic.
Like a hat trick would put him over the moon.
Pulisic does anything. Yeah, those two, I reckon I'd put Pulisic in that equation as well in terms of what can blow up the market.
Yeah. Look, I can't disagree with that, even though I disagree with the fact that
I disagree. But
the American, I mean,
it's
the American
true.
side.
It's true. If Pulisic somehow does anything, if he dribbles past like one or two defenders, the price might go up. It's just the truth. It's true though because like Americans just love him. He's the kid.
He's the golden child, man.
He's the golden child.
It's because they were shit for so long. So.
All right, let's
just quickly. So what Mbappe was he? You said Lucas Tigers and bronze. What Mbappe did he say he was buying, or did you say he was buying Mbappe in general?
He did say one exactly, but I can't remember what card exactly he bought. But yeah, he was talking about it. He was talking about it, and look, it was pretty amusing to me because if you were going to buy into Mbappe, you should have been buying last month, maybe even before that,
even further
before
January.
that. You know what I mean? Like. And that was your real chance to make bank because if you bought it back then, you would already be up significantly. And you could have the opportunity to sell it if you think that they're going to get
right
knocked
now.
Out
Buying Mbappe is gambling.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Buying Mbappe is gambling because they get knocked out by Bayern.
Yeah,
it's cooked that card. Or Mbappe is going down.
You could put 500 that you're going to spend on Mbappe on PSG qualifying. You're gonna get more returns from that. Like, that's a fact. Like, PSG qualifying are probably like $3-4. You put 500 on that, you're looking at between $1.5 $2 grand. I don't want to turn this into a gambling podcast. Obviously, we're talking about sports cards, but that's
gamble
just
responsibly.
Gamble responsibly. That's right.
Yeah, even that if you listen to Anthony, you lose your money.
TAB sponsorship right here.
Bayern's winning the whole thing anyway, so we're moving on. I don't even know why we're even having a discussion, mate. They're going to win by a mile. They'll just waltz through everyone again. Nothing's going to change. You remember we played this off in 4 months ago.
It's true.
Nothing's actually has changed. They're still the best team in the world, so no one's beaten them. So I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm being realistic. Like
we didn't even mention the young players out of Real Madrid, Vinicius Junior. Nothing at all. I mean, mind you, I would like to see what his Donruss card is selling for because you could have bought, as I said, his rated rookie Donruss Optic card, PSA 9's base card for $35. They were on buy nows. So I'll actually.
Were they on buy nows as well?
They were on buy nows at $35.
I remember seeing them. But,
roll on. I'm going to look up the price.
No, you know what you should do? To a nice clip, and we can come back to it. Everyone will go around, pick a winner right now. The winner of the whole
thing. Bayern.
I said Bayern or City, so I'm sticking with that.
Nah, you got to pick one.
You got to pick one, mate.
Well, they're on opposite side of the draw, so but they're meeting in the final.
And then who wins?
Okay.
Bayern.
Fair.
All right.
Go in. I'll go last.
I'm going to go Liverpool PSG final. Liverpool winning.
I'll quit. No.
Liverpool winning.
Hey, honestly, guys, I knew that was a play. You could have been buy now $35. The same card now it just sold is selling for $60. You doubled your money. And I called this 2 weeks ago. I said, you could have been buying these Vinicius $35 by now. You jerking me? It's now selling for $60. They progress. Real Madrid does something. Vinicius Junior plays well. That's $100 card.
Yeah, easy.
Lukey, who you got? And then we're moving straight on here.
Chelsea, Bayern, Chelsea wins.
Oh.
He's going with his heart. I love the passion, Lukey, but unfortunately you're in for a rude
I'm going to
awakening.
be holding all my Pulisic cards as well. while I'm there.
You're either going to
I love
be
it.
proud of your Pulisic cards or you're going to be burning your Pulisic cards.
I might have to flame them. The week after the final, I might have to flame them. We'll see.
Let's move on. Let's do a quick one, and then we'll move into another one that could be a bit of time, but we'll spend no more than 5 minutes on this yet. Topps Chrome F1 dropping tomorrow.
UK drop.
UK drop. All right, so it has been touted to be one of the biggest and most anticipated products.
How many
ever
times has this been
for
pushed
F1.
back, this product, man?
Yeah.
So 2 or 3.
I've had like more messages about F1 than maybe anything else this week.
Really?
Yeah, like there's a lot of interest in it.
I'm really surprised about that as well because I feel like it's just picked up in the last few weeks.
Oh,
There's
you know
no
what?
hype around it.
Drive to Survive.
Yeah,
that
That's
and,
what it is.
And that and the fact, that everyone was indoors and they had a season and people actually sat down and watched the races.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people miss the races, when they're out doing stuff on weekends because they don't think, I'm not going to watch car racing. But when that's your only option, like for me, I don't care because I love it. And I know you do too, Luke. So it's like, we didn't care. But people are like, I'll watch something. I'll watch this. And then...
Yeah. And then that Drive to Survive series, absolutely cracking series.
Drive to Survive is a maths for men. I'm
two eps in so far.
Married at first sight for men.
It's like, it actually
the drama in that show is ridiculous. They pinned Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris together for like one episode. It's just beef, but they're actually friends. But it's beef.
Yeah, they're like
it's like a full relationship show. I love it.
I'm so
it's a
disappointed to see
series.
that pairing split up. But then Ricardo and Norris together is also a good pairing as well.
That's good banter. I love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think this. Look, put it this way: 2 weeks ago, you could have bought cases on Blowout. A week ago, I bought a week and a half ago, I bought my boxes from Blowout. They're sold out on Blowout. They're sold out on Steel Series.
Are they gone now?
David Adams gone. Azuro bought 2 boxes.
Did he buy 2? Did he? Oh no, he did 2. Yeah, he was telling me today actually. Yeah.
And I think tomorrow goes quick.
What did they sell out? 700 a box, 700 US a box.
Six, about that.
Was that? I know because I seen the prices on Blowout, but was that the same price across like those other sites you just mentioned?
Yeah,
as well?
all of them had that, but you could have bought it earlier in the year for, I think it was $350 US. To be honest,
think it was $350.
This is like we're talking about
end of last year.
Yeah,
end of last year.
And but it kept getting postponed, so I think maybe people were wary about dropping that money because they didn't know when it was going to release.
Yeah. That's
exactly so I mean, if you spend that $350, you've had to have that $350 locked up for how long? Nearly over 6 months now.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. You'll make bank on it. Honestly.
For me, that one, I was just waiting for someone in Australia to get confirmation of getting it because I haven't bought from Blowout before, so I wasn't too sure about how that works.
Either. First time as well.
Yeah, so I wasn't too sure about how that works. So I was like, I'll wait till someone in Australia gets it. I don't care if I've.
Now, did you send it to you ship my cards, or did you get it shipped straight here?
No, straight here.
How it was pretty easy process.
Yeah, you know what? Look, it's pricey. It's like 40 US.
40 US. How many boxes is that? Just out of curiosity. Just for 2.
Well,
fuck.
Just for 2.
Yeah.
And I've got a mate that bought. He's a big F1 boy. Like he loves F1. And he bought, I think, 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Nice. He got 2 shipped to ship my cards, and 3 shipped here. He sent it like to my ship my cards. But that's like he just loves F1. Like that's what he wanted. And he goes, it's first year Topps Chrome. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It makes
sense. Look, young drivers' first cards as well. Like think about it. Norris, Russell, Leclerc,
and I just
Mick
Schumacher.
Is the guy, man.
I think he'll be in his F2 his F2 stuff. Yeah, because this is from last season's drop,
which I think will work well.
Yeah, I think it's
because it makes him look like even more of a rookie.
Yeah.
I'm so happy, Norris. I'm just going to try and
And
snag some Landos. Oh,
Yeah.
there's one thing I want to say,
I might rip a
lads.
box
One
line.
thing I want to say is, I was on Clubhouse and literally a guy who's been in the card industry his whole life specifically said that this product is going to be one of the most sought after products of the whole year. Specifically, this product, F1 Top Chrome. He goes, you buy boxes of this, you are going to make significant amounts of money in terms of the box price raising up from where it's first sold at, and then the interest around it because it's being a Topps Chrome set. And this guy's a hobby goat. When I mean a hobby goat, literally like been in cards his whole life. So
that makes me so happy to hear. Being like an F1 fan and a cards fan, that's such a good thing to hear.
That's how we first got in touch.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think you put up a post about Formula One.
Yeah.
I've been like interested for maybe a year in Formula One. I want ever since Drive to Survive, maybe season 2 came out.
Yeah.
And I watched that and now I'm hooked. But
yeah.
I'm a casual. I'm a big casual fan. Like I'm not. I wouldn't call myself at all expert or anything.
Don't worry, we'll go in the chat.
I've been going since I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, you posted and you were telling me that.
Yeah.
And that's when we started messaging on that.
You can jump in the chat with Luke and I when the races are on.
Yeah.
A few times we did throughout. Last year. We used to just message each other throughout the races.
Jump in Clubhouse, mate.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
it'd be sick.
Make a little group.
Yeah,
race, watching.
Watch party.
That's good.
But I think it's an exciting time for people that are interested in Formula One cars. You know, and there's so much opportunity, and I don't know it's going to be great. And I agree, it is going to sell like hotcakes tomorrow. It'll just go straight away, and then whenever the next allocation comes, it comes, and then it'll be interesting also to see what the secondary price markup is on this box straight away after it's purchased. So that's also the thing to look out for.
I feel like it's going to take a bit of time for it to really go up in price. That's just my feeling. I feel like at the start it's going to be a little bit cool, and then eventually with a bit of time, maybe as the season goes on a little bit.
As the season goes on, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see this coming out as.
But I think there's going to be
800 a box.
A decent markup still.
How much is the box? Sorry.
Now it's $675.
Secondary market's instantly going to be 1,000, bro. Straight out.
I'll be honest. Yeah, I was going to say honestly, I don't see it going anywhere less than 1,000. Do you know why?
Because the amount of money in F1.
No. There's a driver in there, and that just sets the benchmark regardless. So it doesn't matter. It's like having Jordan in a product right now. True. So you've got Hamilton automatically in the product.
Yeah.
From the get-go. And I don't know if he's in it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got Alonso.
No.
He's not in it. But when they do it next year, he'll be in the product.
He'll be in it, yeah.
Yeah. Correct. So you've got Alonso, but you've got Vettel, who's also a champion. So you've got all these guys that have won previously. You can get Kimi Räikkönen cards. He's a former champion.
I don't think Vettel actually has a card, to be honest. I've looked it up before. I haven't been able to find one. Hamilton, I've seen one. I think one or two from 2006, 2008. 1 or 2 Hamiltons.
Yeah.
Vettel, I haven't seen any. Alonso, I might have seen one from memory.
But it's just that opportunity to get some of those greats and potentially one of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't see it. And potential as well in terms of next big things. You've got your Verstappen there as the guy, because everyone says if it wasn't Hamilton, he'd be the best. Then you've got your up-and-comers, like you're saying, Norris is a great driver. You know already, if he gets a better seat, that George Russell could literally be the next best thing.
He almost won a race in that Mercedes last year.
Yeah. If it wasn't for a pit blunder, he would have won it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I reckon there's
that was done on purpose. You know my conspiracy on that, fella. It was done on purpose. They don't really want to know that you could put literally a monkey in that car and they'd win. They don't want people to know that.
It's true. It's fair.
Facts.
All right.
I heard he was.
And just quick note:
didn't you turn down that said Mercedes? And Russell got it.
Quick note: Blowout still has some cases. 2 cases available. Tops Formula One Chrome.
What's that going for?
$8K for the case. That's $666 per box. Great buy.
There you go.
It is, but think about how much, like, the average person isn't going to dump $8,000 US in a case.
That's all right. I
They
know
want boxes.
people that got that money, so I'll see if they're interested in that. We can get one.
There you go.
Not wrong. You're
All
not wrong.
right, let's move on. Let's move on. Next up, Lamelo Ball was injured.
Eesh.
He's been injured in the last week. Prism is coming up for this year's draft class. What's that say for his prices? We've already seen his hoops cards, bloody. Getting $15 now. And what's it do for guys such as Wiseman and Anthony Edwards? Halliburton, probably not so much because he's not playing. I think he's injured. And Cole Anthony also injured. But what's it do? I can already tell you, but...
Go on.
Well, didn't the Dutch auction come out today and it's all for 2K?
First off the line.
First off the line, yeah. Which I loved
2K?
it. I loved it because they released hobby boxes straight at of Prism at 2K. And the best part is, which is photo, which is usually more than hobby, sold for 2K, which is, it ended up selling out at 2K, which is, good and a big FU to Panini in a way, but also not good because I still think that's overpriced, especially for, what is available in the box and the draft class itself. Look, I still think it's overpriced. We spoke about this on our previous podcast, double coverage show number 37. It's just, and look, it's tough. It's tough. I will not be buying a box at that price. I'll tell you right now.
I'll tell you what it is. It's everyone's talking about the price that it's dropped to 2,000, right? I think that a lot of people would have bought, because it's Dutch auction, you can buy it at any time. I think people would have bought higher. I think that I saw a tweet this week and it was perfect. Someone tweeted and it got shared quite a bit. It's like demand meet my friend supply. And that's exactly what's happening right now across the whole hobby. Panini is going to be printing this like no tomorrow. So there's going to be more boxes. So the prices shouldn't be at that level. That's what this was. This dropped dropped all the way to 2K. People were buying along the way, but it settled at 2K because people were like, I better get in. But I think that there's so many that were bought all the way down to 2K that the supply is going to be still quite big. And I think that hobby boxes, we know anyone that bought around 2K, it's just it's too expensive for the price that what you're getting, for the box that you're getting. So I think that we're seeing that from top to bottom. We're seeing that from the Michael Jordan dropping in half, his rookie card, 738 to 4 something now.
Yeah, market's balancing out, man.
Yeah, it's just people are willing to let go at different levels, and people are selling at different. And that's what to tie this back into the prison boxes. There's going to be more supply, and so there's going to be a gradual shift down. I wonder how many people went and said, like, what a trouble week if you had bought a box at 2K. How many people are reaching out to Blower and saying, look, I want a refund on my box because LaMelo's out, and
Halliburton's hurt.
Halliburton's hurt. So I would be doing that for sure if I was stupid enough to buy a box at that price. That's what I would be doing.
Wiseman's like sitting, hardly even playing.
And your first of the line goes for
trash, bro.
2,000. Yeah,
it's literally a trash product.
Don't get me wrong.
It's good for the rookies. Yeah, I understand. Yes. But based on what compared to last year, the rookies are nothing.
Yeah, it's tough because what did first off the line go for last year? Do you guys know? No. What was a box of Prism this time last year?
So on release, a box of Prism Hobby was 650 AUD.
Right. And you're talking about you're talking about a player that is
dominating at the moment.
Dominating. He just went 21 games with over 20 points in Zion. You're talking about Ja, who is special. Ja did something the other day that I was like, what the He did a 360 layup, but with the it was beautiful.
So good.
And I love both of them. They're both great players. And don't get me wrong, I think LaMelo is special.
Yeah, he was holding it together, though.
He was
the glue to the draft
Yeah.
class this year.
Yeah.
It really was.
It's not like NFL. A lot of people are saying like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow got injured and that affected the prices. But in that crop, you got Herbert, you got Tua, and you had Burrow, and those three were like almost. I guess Herbert was kind of one, but Burrow.
It was more Herbert because he broke all the records. But
yes,
Burrow
but
was Burrow,
they're all holding it up.
Yeah, 100%.
That price.
100%.
And that's why they could sell a $1,000 box of Prism. And now you got this. You know, it's a weird time because now you look back at last year's product and the year before, and you're like, damn, like those were disgustingly cheap. And you can go with that with every card, but I don't know if I had bought at 2K. I'm selling. I'm gonna say, look, man, I want a refund, especially from Blowout, especially if I paid $2,000 US. Don't ship me my box.
People need to understand also Blowout severely overpriced their pre-order. Yeah, like you need to understand that as well, and that's where it brings it into like we always say, do your research, man. Like because you're gonna get burnt, and this is what's happened. Like obviously this draft class, and it was spoken about that. Although there's probably going to be some saviors in the draft class in terms of like, some saviors like in terms of like guys that are going to come up and maybe in 2-3 years we're going to see who the real ballers are out of this draft class. Right now, there's nothing in that product or no rookies in that product, obviously other than the Lamelo and Anthony Edwards. But in terms of like what you put them on in terms of like compared to last year, it's nothing compared. You know what I mean? So look, it's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous.
Completely agree. That's pretty much on it, to be honest. There's nothing more to say. The only advice I could give people is if they want to buy anything, go buy last year's Prism card. Try and find some steals. If you can find some steals from last year's draft class, go buy them.
What do you think a Melo Silver does now? Like what does a PSA 10 Melo Silver do a month after release when the first one comes back graded?
That's to be under $500.
Under 500, you reckon?
Nah, no way.
I remember 500.
Not base, silver.
Oh,
silver.
Sorry.
So if you look at what's a Zion like?
So what's a Zion silver at the moment?
Wasn't Zion like 1,500 for the silver, or is it more?
No, way more.
Way more, bro.
I'll
tell you right now.
Silvers are crazy, bro.
I think I'm getting confused with the fucking base. Because I was looking up the other day.
So Zion silver.
I think a base Zion's about 550 at the moment, is it? 550.
Yeah, 550.
Yeah.
Zion silvers are 4.3 grand.
Okay.
US.
4.3.
I mean, you can buy the BGS, which is just as good, 9.5 at 1,800.
You're not getting anywhere near that with Lamelo.
This is going to sound crazy. I think that Melo's going to be around 2.5.
I was going to say 2.
The first month they release.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
And think about.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
but
you know what?
Just from a logical standpoint, people are. If you got a box of
you're correct. Oh, I know. Yeah.
At 2, people are going to try and get that money back as desperately as they can.
All right. So does a hobby box of 1920 Prism at 3,350 last sold sound enticing to you based off these prices of 2K for a hobby box of this year's Prism?
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it either, but if gun to my head, I've got one to buy, of course I'm buying 1920.
I mean, you can buy a Luka Year, which is 6,800 if you really want to. Or on the flip side, on the flip side, you can go buy the 2003 Topps Matrix, like I love the sealed box, and that's that's only 3.5K, and that's got 4 Hall of Famers in it, guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got to be smart with that.
How did that listing go, Source? That 150 gram one.
It hasn't sold yet. Don't worry, I'll be all over it. Mate, if it sells, mate, I'll be going straight live on Instagram.
All right. Let's move on. Let's get to our second last topic. Ant unboxing during the week. It was on his IG. So if you want to see that, you can go watch it on his account, which is at Anthony Collects. Anthony.
Last night, me and Steven Me and Steven.
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 That stuff has been sitting there for a while at Ship My Cards. Shout out Ship My Cards. That came America to Arizona to Sydney from Friday to Tuesday.
That's crazy.
That is nuts. That's nuts.
That's FedEx for you, baby.
At the end of the day, they're undefeated.
It's FedEx.
Ship My Cards and FedEx are they're amazing. It's amazing.
They got a Mickey partnership deal with FedEx, which helps. I think we get a bit cheaper rate because I've actually looked at sending stuff with FedEx from here.
It's crazy.
So there, it's like ridiculous price, like $100 one way, and yet they get like I don't know, it's pretty cheap, it's like $70, and then they send it all back.
Crazy. The box was at least 12 kilos and massive, and
12 kilos.
We were paying like peanuts compared to what it would have cost if I want to ship it myself.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, if you want to watch it, I'll throw out some highlights of it. Some of the
you got them there.
Different stuff. Yeah, I got them right here.
Sick.
My favorite piece by far is still this. It's tough to see, but the Obi-Wan Kenobi numbered out of 20. It's signed Ewan McGregor, Obi. It's just like the cases to buy one of these. A box of this costs about 10 grand. You can't find them anywhere. There are 100 boxes made. Everything's on card order. Like,
jeez.
Yeah, that Star Wars play was gold, man. To be honest.
And I listed up yesterday. I said open to offers. I listed it like 17 grand because make me an offer. I'm not willing to move that until the show comes out because I think that's such a precious piece. And it was just overlooked, you know.
Is there any
That's the Obi order, yeah?
It'd be the comp that you got, but is there any other comps on that?
No, nothing.
No? Wow.
Because I think the people that got these cards, they're fanatical Star Wars enthusiasts. Yeah. And I was on Clubhouse like a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying Star Wars fans are the most fanatical. Like, they buy a piece of collectible, they sit on it for the rest of their life. That's it. They don't want to sell it. And that's how I feel about this piece, especially because I found that, especially the little nuances saying Obi instead of just Ewan McGregor. It's just like, I think that's such a great piece that I picked up. And I was lucky to find it and get it. What else?
Speak to us about the G.I. Joe, man.
Oh, yeah, let me get that.
The G.I. Joe and the Street Fighter interested me, dude. Straight away, I looked up the Street Fighter. The boxes haven't moved from when you bought it. I'm interested in that.
This right here, I'll start with this. G.I. Joe, these are cheap. I've seen some sell for about 60 USD. Talking about a box from 1991, and the cards, PSA 10, like Snake Eyes and stuff, go for about 300 US. So you're talking about, if you rip open this box, you send it to grade, even at PSA, even at 40 a card, you send off a few. If one of them comes back at 10, you're in the green.
Last sold $85, bro. That box.
And I bought two of those cheap. Around a 150 for two.
Wow,
it's disgusting. And the thing is, the boxes themselves, I think, will appreciate as the movies come out. And that's been the theme of like my investment strategy. I'll buy things that I think will have a moment and blow up. So I did it with the Marvel, and that worked. And I'm going to keep playing down that road, like see how that goes. And then the same for Street Fighter. Street Fighter is, to me, one of the, and I've got older brothers, so that's like the all-time classic game in my eyes. It's right there with, Mario, Zelda, all those. Like, I remember playing on the arcade, getting just smacked by Ryu, and I'm just like mashing buttons as Dalsim. And so the box, beautiful box like this. Again, this is their first release. Let's get this.
The box is sick, man.
It's just a beautiful, like, I'm happy for that to just sit on a display case and just let it ride out. Like, see if even if it doesn't go up $1, I'm happy to have made that purchase because of what it is. Topps, first edition, in the sense that these cards were the first ones released. Street Fighter 2, classic game. There's an NFT of Street Fighter. Like, To me,
Is it
it makes
really?
sense. Yeah, and NFT's got. I think NFT. I mean, Saucer would know better than me. If you have a look at ranked number of NFTs transacted, it's top 10. I think that's Street Fighter NFT.
Wow.
I'll have a look, bro.
These two things, like we said about Pulisic being so loved by Americans, G.I. Joe and Street Fighter, loved by Americans. Classic things. I feel like
I was gonna say, what would have been the game for Americans? Because obviously we live over here. What would have been like the game for them? Would it be Street Fighter and?
they love Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And Street Fighter is not in our age group, so to speak. It's more for a little bit older.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember.
I only
it.
know it because my brothers played it so much, and
Yeah,
they were
fair
very
enough.
good at it.
Yeah.
And that forced me to be good at it. Otherwise, how am I gonna?
I remember Tekken. Tekken was crazy. I used
Tekken
to
was
smash
just
that.
and then Mortal Kombat as well.
Mortal Kombat,
Those are the ones. But over there, Street Fighter's huge. And
even like, what about like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that? Do they have cards of that? There's just something that came into my head.
Stuff like that to me makes sense. Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot. They released another game as well. Didn't they redo it last year?
It's number 7 on Crypto Slam, mate. Number 7 on Crypto Slam.
7.
So, and it's
talk about what's on that list.
So
what's above that?
Yeah, so number 1 is NBA Top Shot. Then you got CryptoPunks, Sorare, your favorite platform, Hashmas, Axie Infinity, Art Blocks, and then Street Fighter. And then under Street Fighter is honorable mention F1 Delta Time.
So it's right there with that. And, it's to me, it doesn't make sense why these are so cheap as they are. $350 for, I think that's what they're going for now. $350 a box for something that.
What year is that box?
This is 91, I believe.
You know the G.I. Joe box, is that made by Impel? Is that the one?
Correct. Same people as Marvel. And these little nuances like that, like same as Marvel. And, these are screaming out to me because Marvel was an overlooked cheap box at $300 whatever it was. And so these make sense. And if they don't work out, what am I going to do? Be unhappy? I'm going to sit on this and have it as a display piece. So yeah, that's a few little takeaways from my unboxing. And I should mention, if you want to go have a look at it, it's on the Instagram page. But Stephen gives a good wrap up on why Lord of the Rings is a huge play. And I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. He is. He dove deep into why it's a play.
I think that is definitely a play. It's like one of the most successful movie franchises in the history of cinema.
When Jeff Bezos is behind something, I believe in it.
Yeah, 100%. And here's another quick one in terms of gaming communities and stuff that stick together. It just came to my mind when you said Street Fighter and thinking of other games that could be really popular. But the one that I think of, and it is still popular to today, and it was popular when we were growing up, but Warcraft.
Yes.
In general. World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft, yeah.
Yeah, but even the Warcraft, the RPG game, everything
about
it's
it was just it wasn't just World of Warcraft, it was more.
Yeah. There's Warcraft 3, then World of Warcraft is the other variant of the game. But anything that Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard, the company.
Does.
The golden touch.
Yeah.
They've been in the mix for decades.
So legit, that could be a shout. It's probably something that we can go and do some research on during the week, and maybe
even if it's not cards, that's the other thing. Even if it's graded video games, which I think is a whole nother space.
Yeah,
graded video games, even Street Fighter, Call of Duty. Call of Duty's always been my favorite game, my go-to game, and I think graded video games of that, while it might take 10 years to mature, type of thing, I think it's still a good investment.
I think COD's a massive play.
COD,
yeah. I'd be good if I was better at it because I'm shit, but I enjoy playing even though I'm shit.
For the record, there are World of Warcraft cards, which I'm
just looking up these too.
Is it COD cards?
Who knows?
I can't imagine there would be, but I can see sealed COD. Look, I'll tell you something.
Do you think anyone has that?
I had an opportunity. I had an opportunity to buy a graded, sealed Prestige edition of Modern Warfare 2, and it was 600 USD, graded and everything,
Wow,
sealed,
600.
and I passed
I
up.
reckon, I reckon that's
Modern
cheap for
Warfare 2
$600.
is the best
The
damn
greatest.
the best damn Call of Duty there ever
game.
was on this whole planet.
It's the best
600
first-person
bucks.
shooter game ever. First-person
Yes.
shooter game.
I don't care what anyone says.
Modern Warfare.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
that is the
First-person
most
out of
Call of Duty
any-
I've ever played.
And any other FPS game ever created, Modern Warfare 2 is hands down the greatest.
That's the main reason I
ever.
literally just packed up my PS3. It's in a box so that one day when I get my own house and I make a game room, is so I can still play Modern Warfare 2, and I still got the
Here it is.
original copy, bro.
Wow.
Sick. At this. If you type in Modern Warfare 2 Prestige Edition graded on 130, it comes up. 19th of January, 700 USD. VGA graded 85. I had an offer. They send you the automatic offers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
600, and I
I
passed.
still reckon that's cheap at $700.
I think that's
I
like
don't know
2K
much
play.
about. I gotta say I don't know much about graded video games and stuff like that.
Me
But at
either,
700
but-
at $700 that seems cheap.
Mate, just go have a look. All I gotta say is just go have a look at like in terms of iconic shooting games, like Call of Duty's right at the forefront, right? And then just go have a look at like some of the old graded Game Boy games and even Nintendo DS games. It's a massive thing. It's a huge community.
Is it
It is
really?
a massive
Yeah.
thing.
It's massive.
Regardless,
I could
like,
imagine.
like, let's not deny the fact that based off recent console launches, we're definitely going down the path where in 10 years' time, there'll be no such thing as discs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Correct.
That's it. It'll
That's true.
all be software. So then when people beyond the generations that fall in love with the things, and now Ant's probably crying inside me saying this shit now.
Nah, I just saw something stupid.
Oh, okay. So it's like when kids want to go and they get into the franchise and they get into collecting, they go, oh, I want to collect the disc version of the game, and it can't be found anymore, or it can't be whatever it is. It could be in 20, 30 years' time.
Like, what
But-
did you play at that when you were a
Yeah,
kid?
but you can go get it graded because we live in a grading era now when it comes to collectibles. Like,
So what I looked at and why I had that big reaction was 28th of February.
yeah,
I think
Call
is this
of
an
Duty.
off-camera conversation?
No.
No.
Modern Warfare 2,
We got some
Same
Saturdays,
grade.
all right.
non-prestige, regular, sold for 1.3k.
oh my god.
Wait,
And
what?
Just the regular. That's the the PS4 version sold for 1.36.
Was that in the MW2? Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
So
and
you could. I'm gonna put that down as one of my biggest fuck ups. Like, that's disgusting.
Even at 1.2, I don't know. That seems cheap to me at 1.2. How many of those are going to be graded at 10?
Sealed. That's the thing. Who
Sealed.
bought-
No,
Who's
it's got to be
gonna
sealed.
keep
That's the whole reason.
Yeah.
It's got to be sealed
Who's
with
gonna,
the
who's going
plastic
to keep
around
that?
it.
Who
Who's
bought
gonna
a
keep
video
that?
game to seal it? Like, that's
It makes so much sense.
I'm gonna hold that. Though.
This is a massive. Yeah.
So you could have bought
Oh,
it for
that makes
600. What at that
This is
grade
all
as
I'm
well?
looking at for the next
No,
week.
I could have bought 600 at that grade, but Prestige Edition with the night vision goggles, everything perfectly sealed. They sold a regular
Oh
game
wow,
at 1.3.
bro,
That's
that's nearly as good as me telling people on Instagram to buy Kevin Durant tops PSA 10 at 1.5k back in April last year, and now it's freaking 11k.
fuck. All right, let's move on that down note. Let's go to
Oh.
Fire or Flame. I'm going to flame Ant for not buying that video game.
I'm gonna fire graded video games because that sounds sick.
So we got a Fire or Flame. Anyone got one? If not,
I
I got one.
I do have one,
Yeah,
Tom, and
sure.
this is actually it's actually one that you even told me. We know obviously Pokemon and you know came from Japan, and there's many other those sort of anime that come out of Japan. Another one which was massive, Digimon. Now there's a Digimon first edition box, right, that you can buy. I think at this price, this is like I think it's cheap. I just don't see how it doesn't go up from here. I think I seen last sold was about 400 to 500. And you can actually go buy. There's not much of this stuff graded as well. So and the stuff that I have seen graded is not really high grades. It's like 8.5s and 9s and stuff. I haven't seen a 10 out there. But the wax is what I'm talking about. So it's first edition. Make sure you get the first edition. I don't exactly know what the year of that first edition is, but I can double check that for you. But 1999 Bandai Digimon trading card animated series edition, which is its first edition. 400 to 500 is probably how much the wax costs. Now, when you think about first edition and you think about first edition Pokemon boxes and what they're going for, and I understand Pokemon's on another level to Digimon.
Yeah, it would never get to that.
Right, it would never get to that. But let's just have a look at like some of the Dragon Ball Z boxes and what they're going for, and some of the other alternate animes that's come out of Japan. And just for relevance, Digimon still produces new Digimon product today cards. And they also still produce new Digimon anime. So it's still relevant today. It still has a fan base. So I think there could be a moment where Digimon gets its shine. And not for anything, buying the wax at this price, I don't think you have much to lose, especially a first edition box. I think the first edition wax Digimon is a play, and I'm going to say it's a fire. I've been looking at it, and if you can't afford the wax, go have a look and figure out which is the essential, the starting Digimon, like the starters. So essentially the Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Pikachu of Digimon, and that would be your play. And some of that stuff you can literally buy their cards for peanuts. I missed out on literally buying a whole lot of them. It was like 52 had all those guys in it, and I think it sold for like 25 USD. It was like 50 cards. It was nothing. I want to buy a brand new box, because if I buy a brand new box, I think it's going to be very similar. I think it's going to be like
it'll have a moment.
Yeah, and I think the sealed wax is more a safer bet, especially because the card's going to be in good condition.
I genuinely think like a first edition Digimon box minimum gets to 2K USD minimum eventually over time. 2K. It could be its maximum.
You got to remember the box is now 22 years old.
Yeah, but it's gonna get over. That box will eventually get over 1,000 USD a box.
And then supply dries up, and then
correct.
Yeah.
And especially the fact of like Saul said, you don't see many 10s, you don't see like a lot of that. And a lot of them, because they've got a blue border, they fray very easily, and you can see the white fraying on the card.
Yeah,
so
on the back.
Sealed wax, as Saucy saying, is probably the best option, and it's criminally undervalued for 400 to 500 USD a box.
First edition, don't forget. Yeah, I believe there's an unlimited print as well. So
there is
first edition is what you want.
Correct. Anyone else?
That's my fire.
Nothing? All right. I'm going to give
nothing this week.
A quick one. We actually just stumbled across it. We knew about it, but I just think it's great value. It's on the Topps UK website. So it's the Topps UK Cristiano Ronaldo, greatest goal scorer of all time. It makes me happy on the inside. So it's... I don't know the complete total print run on the base, but there's a chance when you buy it off the website, you can buy it as a single, you can buy it in a lot of 5, a lot of 10, or a lot of 20 is the max per order. There's a chance to get variants out of the card. So there's 768 parallels in total, and that's based on how many goals Ronaldo, the total when he broke the record, is 768. So I'll give you I don't know the complete, the ratio onto what it is to get it, but I think it's like 1 in 5 is a white and green. So not 1 in 5. Number 5 in total.
I think the print run doesn't come out until after anyway.
So there's green and white, which is numbered to 5. Red and black which is numbered to 118. White, which is numbered to 450. black and white, which is numbered to 93, and red and green, which is numbered to 102, and the total parallel equals to 768. And you're correct, yeah, they do release the total print run later on at some point, but you don't know.
The positive thing about this is obviously you buy more cards, the card becomes cheaper in value. This is a £7 card as it is, so that's whatever it is, $11, $12 Australian. Even if you bought 20 and you're trying to chase this parallel and you love Ronaldo and you want to keep one for your PC, 20 of them is going to cost you $135 Australian, or 145 with the shipping Australian, or is it a bit more? So it's 150.
No, well, you know, all right, let's just talk on pounds, and then after you can convert it if you want, right? So if you buy one card, it costs you £7, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that, £20, it comes to 135 Australian.
If you buy 5 cards, it's £20. So it's 4. It ends up going. So if you just buy one, it's 7. If you buy 5, it's 20. So that instantly brings it down to $4 a card, right? If you buy 10, it's 56. If you buy 20, it's only £67. So that ends up bringing the cards down. 67 divided by 20. That's $3.35 a card, right? If you buy 20, £3.35 a card. And then it was £12 to send to Australia, right? And we bought 20, Doma, between you and I. And so, like, we're just going to see what comes. Hopefully we get a variant. If not, we get some base variants.
Hey, if you get a variant, you're cheering, though.
100%.
For sure.
Get a variant.
760 of this card, like, you're going to get one of those parallels if you do get one. And
even if you don't.
Even if we don't, Sauce and I already said, I know I'm going to keep one for my PC because obviously I love Ronaldo. Sauce probably keep one for his PC. We sell the other 18. I love fucking Ronaldo. We're going to sell one Sauce for make our money back. You keep one, I'll keep 18.
Mate, you know what he's going to do with that card? He's going to put one next to his bedside table. He's going to put one in his wallet. It's just going to be everywhere you go in his house. There's just going to be a Ronaldo 768.
Hang it from a rearview mirror in my car. It's going to be
spinning. Oh my god!
I'll glue them on either side. So
I rate that play there.
It's like if we keep 2 because we want each for our PC, and you sell the other 18, and not for anything based on previous things, you can sell each one for around, based on these post-release things, around $15 to $20 I've seen maximum sometimes for these base cards. So
the thing is, it won't be worth a lot right after, but give it like a month, 2 months, 3 months as the time goes on. It's still a card. It's still something you can get graded. It's still it's all of that.
Yeah, so, I rate it.
I rate it.
That's the fire.
Done.
That wraps us up, Doma.
Easy. All right, good stuff, lads. It has been crunch time, coming up big when it counts with myself, John, Luke, and Ann. Peace out, everyone.
Peace out.
Thank you for tuning in.